Now, my mama and my daddy, they started dating each other. My daddy was married to somebody else, and my mom eventually got pregnant with me. So basically, I have two mothers. That's a whole other story by itself.
Young living every day, giving it to you in country straight. Listen, if this is your first time watching my video and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, do me a favor. Stop being a shadow watcher. Take a second, scroll down, subscribe to the channel. On the road to 1K subscribers. I appreciate that. Now, furthermore, what we had today, man, is a video about a lady, man, talking about her experience. I guess, she was married and was willing to leave for Tyrone. But let's dive into it.
Morning. Okay, so last night I posted a TikTok. It was a fun fact TikTok where I'm just telling you something about me and my husband or me in general. And a lot of people were interested in it and had a question. So the TikTok was about how my husband and I have been married for over 20 years, but only 11 of those years have been to each other. Now, I thought it was pretty self-explanatory, but a lot of people were like, I'm confused. And on the flip side, a lot of other people just wanted to hear the story. So I'm here to tell the story. Okay, so while I'm setting up to tell y'all this story, first and foremost, our parents were friends before we were ever even born. All four of our parents, mothers, fathers, worked at the post office. That's how I think they all met. Now, we found out later from T's dad that his daddy and my daddy were in some kind of little group called the Vikings. I think kind of like a gang. Don't ask questions. T's mother and my mother were both two light-skinned women that worked at the post office, and that's why my mama said that they clicked. Now, my mama and my daddy, they started dating each other. My daddy was married to somebody else, and my mom eventually got pregnant with me. So basically, I have two mothers. That's a whole other story by itself. At some point, me and Latif started like...
Now, notice what she said. Her daddy was married to somebody else, but got her mother pregnant.
Oh, hell no.
It starts with the parents, y'all. But let's continue.
Liking each other in like the beginning or the onset of middle school, and my mama wasn't having it, so we stopped going to his parents' house all the time. So the picture that I have shown over and over again of me and my husband together as young children on the back of a horse was at a postal workers with union members picnic. See, that's us. First, I think it's necessary to show you our parents. This is my mother-in-law, Thelma. This is my mother, Ida Mae. I don't really have pictures of our fathers. Tief's dad died in March of 2013, and I don't have a relationship with my father.
There's another issue right there. Your mother went out and got pregnant by a man who was already married. When there was other men available who wanted her, she overlooked those guys, dealt with your father, got pregnant by him. Now he's not even present in your life.
That's a damn shame.
This is the root of the issue right here. Let's continue.
So we had this long period where we were not around each other's families at all. Our parents were still friends. Well, my mom and his mom were still really good friends. I ended up marrying a whole other person. We were married for about 8 years. And Teef was married to a whole other person that he was married to for about 10 years. Now, somewhere toward the end of all of that, we found each other in a club. We've been together ever since. Teef was already here from Mobile because he had gotten into this big knockdown, drag out fight with his wife. But I was still happily married, as everybody thought.
So, you was married, and like you said, at the end of her marriage, she was at the club. Why would you be at the club if you married? You should be being a wife and a mother to your family. But notice she said at the end of her marriage, she was in the club.
You just have to grow the fuck up and accept that you fucked up.
Now, the end of her marriage, things ain't going the way she like it to go for whatever reason that is. Interesting. But let's continue.
In my first marriage. When we met each other in the club that night, we knew we wanted to be together, and we've been together, like I said, ever since. Then his mama told my mama, and my mama had a whole fit. My mama threatened to tell my husband if I didn't, and that's exactly what she did. And I guess you can tell the story gets much more complicated after that.
Shout out to your mom for holding you accountable for your bad decision. When things get rocky, you slide to the club seeking attention from others. Finds this guy, y'all connect.
Y'all wanted a part two? So y'all wanted a part two? Here we go. Now, my husband had been living in Maryland, and he had been married for about 10 years. I had been living in Mobile all my life, born and raised. When he got into the problems he had in his marriage, he came back to Mobile, where he was also born and raised. He left his first marriage with nothing except a suitcase of whatever clothes he had and could fit in it. We met each other in a club during Mardi Gras season, and he approached me. Now, when he approached me, he had no idea who I was. He just thought he was approaching some fine dime piece. Right?
Mardi Gras in the club while you married.
Man, shit ain't got serious.
Let's continue.
Right? Definitely important for you to see us that night, because I do have pictures. Okay, this was me that night. And this was my husband. So he did approach me looking fantastic in that hat and that vest, which were both his father's. So he realized he knew me. He realized who I was, and we started dancing. We started chatting, and I just gallivanted on off in the club somewhere. He spent the whole rest of the night stalking me. Well, he gonna call it keeping an eye on me. But to this day, he can name out almost the outfit that everybody that talked to me that night had on. So I did give him my phone number. After he pent me up against the bar and refused to let me go until I gave it to him, we started talking from there, and we never have been apart since. This is where the story gets tricky.
He pinned her up against the bar. Translation, y'all. He pinned her up against the bar. They up against the bar. They sucking face and stuff like that, you know. For you guys who can't read the womanese. But let's continue.
Now, he was in Mobile because he was having problems in his marriage. But here I was, wife and mother of 3 with a job at the post office and a brand new house. But I could not resist the connection that we had. So it took off really fast. We would spend time at his mother's house and his sister's house. And his mother just casually mentioned one day to my mother, who she just happened to run into at the casino. Oh, it's good to see you. You know, Tiff and Chanel been spending so much time together. And my mama said, Tiff and who? It's way more to this story, but I'm going to break it down real quick. So then my mama followed his mother and father from the casino. And by follow, I mean they were in about a 45-minute car chase. This is about the time that his mother called us and was in the closet trying to tell him what was going on. And my mother came in the closet and took the phone and said, if you don't care, motherfucker, I'm going to tell you. So my mama from then on gave me until midnight that night to call my husband and basically turn myself in.
Shout out to your mama for holding you accountable for your actions. You got a job at the post office. You got a house and 3 children. And this is how you chose to behave. Shout out to your mother. This is the first time I heard a woman say any woman in her life held her accountable for her actions.
I thought to myself, you're my mother. You're not going to do that. I even said it to her. You're my mother. You're not going to do that. So that sparked the whole fight between me and my mother in front of my mother-in-law, who was just Thelma at the time, who would become my mother-in-law. How can you tell me not to do this when I'm a product of a whole affair you had? Like I said, it's so much to that story.
You see what she just said? How can you tell me not to do that because I am the product of an affair that you had?
Emotional damage.
You hear that, guys? Now she looked for another reason to excuse her behavior because she knew her mother did it. This is why it's important for you, man, to choose the right woman when it comes to mate selection. Because when you're dealing with these females and then you got a woman and you get them pregnant on the side, then that child grows up, and when that child knows the truth, they think that is they think that's acceptable. She think it's okay for her to do it because she know her mom did it. Now, I'm not excusing her mother's behavior. Her mother shouldn't have done that. Her mother shouldn't have put her in that position. She didn't have a father in her life to show her what them true leadership skills it looks like. You see what I'm saying? Because of the mistake her mom made. But one thing I can say about her mother is her mother didn't want her to go down the same road that she went down. So her mother is holding her accountable. But the point I'm making to you guys is she's seen what her mom did and she think that's okay. Now, this is a woman who had 3 children, said she was married for years, worked at the post office, and they got a house together. Now, the only reason why he found out is because your mom told what happened. So, this is what I tell you guys all the time. In videos, you're going to hear me talk about organic, genuine desire. This is how strong organic, genuine desire is. She broke up her family with her husband that she got children with, broke up her marriage after they bought a house to pursue a guy that she liked in her childhood, Tyrone. Now, in exchange for all of this, right, she was willing to lead this man. Now was another video where she said that she left the marriage. I can't find a video, guys, but she left the marriage, didn't have nowhere to go. Dad gave her some money to get her a spot. So you leave the marriage with the man that you with, you have children, you have a home, to go pursue a childhood Tyrone that you have a desire and thirst to be with. Because you had a moment at the Mardi Gras spot when you should have been home being a mom and a wife. So you leave there to pursue a guy that can't even provide a home for you or didn't provide a home for you. Do you guys see how important it is for organic, genuine desire that they're willing to leave a marriage with children and having a home to not have nowhere to stay to pursue a man that they have a childhood or organic, genuine desire for, or a man that they was into in their childhood? This is how important organic, genuine desire is to women. This is why I tell you guys, you do not give them your attention, energy, time, unless there's an organic, genuine desire. If you don't get that, leave her alone. I don't care how pretty she is. I don't care how curvy she is. I don't care how fit she is. I don't care how pretty her feet is, how thick her legs is. No, if it's not an organic, genuine desire, you're wasting your time. She's going to always make you work for it because you're not the guy that she wants. They break rules for who they want and they make rules for the man that they do not want. You see what she did? And then in exchange for doing it, I tell you one thing, that must be some good sugar walls. She must got some good sugar walls for him to leave a marriage and go be with and go have intercourse with a woman that's married to a man and she have children already. Let me tell you something, guys. I'm gonna tell you one thing for sure, one thing for certain. Man, listen, I come from the streets. And when you work so hard to break, break the mindset of being entrapped in those behavior patterns that you have, I had to work to break those things. You come from those environments, I've seen things I can't speak on YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? So when I'm telling you this, when you have to go through those situations, you finally make it out, you find peace in your life, you don't want to create no silent ops. When you're going out here fornicating with men's wives and girlfriends, you create a silent op. Now, her current man's case, luckily her mom said something. You go off, sleep with another man's woman, and what if he would have found out? Right? Grabbed her by the neck, and that man started choking around, said, look, give me all this information, his location, where that man stay at. Pulled up to that man's house and desperately waited for him outside. He come outside thinking he about to go make a run to go wherever he go. Next thing you know, dude starts shooting him till he catch on fire. Out of nowhere, you ain't see it coming. Don't mess with men's wives and girlfriends, man. These dudes will delete you over a woman. There's a lot of ultra sensitive guys and they not taking that L. They work extremely hard to provide for these women. Stay away from other men's wives and girlfriends. I'm telling you. Before I go continue, I had a cousin. I'll never forget the day he told me he was at this girl house, and that girl that he was messing with lived with her boyfriend. She thought the boyfriend was at work getting off late. My cousin, why he did it, stupid move, go over her house to where her and her dude stay at, start having that encounter with her. Dude wound up coming home early. Comes in the house, see my cousin. This dude jumped out the window, sprained his ankle, running away to get in the car. He saw a dude go in the closet to grab that thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he had to jump out that window, sprain his ankle, running to get to the car, and drove off. And him driving off, I can't say what happened, but we just say that dude was like, yeah, you better run. You better run, ninja. He almost got his head blown off over some sugar walls. These dudes are not playing about their women. And to even go further than that, I'm going to say this. What man want to take on a woman and her 3 kids? That's one thing right there. What man gonna be able to trust, give commitment and marriage to a woman who's cheating on her men to be with you? How can you trust a woman that's treating on her husband, breaking her vows out in the club instead of being home, being a wife and a mother to her children, to have some desire for you? That ain't a woman you can trust. Man, like I said, that cap game, I'm gonna call it the gooseneck for y'all to, keep it YouTube friendly. And them sugar walls must be amazing for you as a man, that you're willing to create silent ops and give marriage or commitment to a woman who got 3 kids, who's already married to another man, and you trust her? Absolutely not. So I'm gonna say this before I get out of here, y'all. This is the mindset of women. When you're dealing with these girls, make sure she come from a good family. And that ain't always the bread and butter, but that's a start. A mother and a father that's in a healthy marriage, or she got her mother and dad in her life. I'm talking about a father that's a leader, that showed her the definition of true leadership when it comes to a man. Make sure she come from a good background, because if she don't, that's going to increase the chance of her making a decision like this lady has done. Because you notice one thing she said, that her father wasn't in her life. Her mama went out and had them encounters with her father, and her father was married to another woman. Now she don't got a dad. Choose women to come from a good family background. Watch the friends she around. What kind of friends she hanging around? What do those friends do? Do they have relationships? Are they with men that they respect and admire? What do she like to do in her spare time? What are her vices? How does she act when she's mad, when she's sad, when she's emotional, when she's annoyed, when she's on her period, when she's tired? You got to vet these women, man. Vet these women. That's what I'm telling you, man. These are things you have to pay attention to. Don't go with these girls and you see that she's beautiful. Oh, and she's selling you this dream. Oh, I like you. I like this. I like that. You so attractive. You so handsome. You so tall. You so in shape. You so ambitious. Oh yeah, she throwing that thing back on you. Oh yeah, them sugar walls feel good, don't they? Putting your man in a chokehold. Yeah. You throw all the rules out the window. Nah, man. Stand on them principles and morals. That's the thing we got. Relationship and marriage. In the States, say you want to stay here and be a zookeeper. That's the only leverage you got. Vet these women. Stop giving away commitment. Stop giving away free attention to these girls. Don't give away commitment too fast. Make them earn it. You need to know about them past situations. Ask those questions. Say it's a female you serious about. How long you been on the market? What happened in the last situation? You got to know, man. Because you be dealing with a female who got imprinted by a guy who she got an organic, genuine desire for, who she ain't never going to get over. and you go up there giving her all your resources, and she just wait on the opportunity to get back in his life. You something to do while she in the hopes of chances of getting back with the guy she want, like this lady did. Get y'all passports, man. I'm telling you, you're gonna start to respect yourself and value yourself a lot more when you see how it is over there. It's a whole different mindset, man. You got to see it for yourself. But that's all I got to say about that. Listen, y'all, be on your purpose, be on your grind, get your money on point, be in the gym, get your mind right, get your spirit right. And last but not least, like I said before, get you a passport, and don't ever deal with women who already got a man, who's already married, who already has children. You cannot trust a woman who's trying to talk to you when she already got somebody else at home. But that's all I got to say about this one. Listen, y'all, like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, man. I'm on the road to 1K subscribers. The more I get from y'all, the more I can give y'all. Tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another friend. Listen, I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.
Yeah, got the streets on fire, feel the heat, the Wayne way. Ain't never had no handouts, put in work, I'm self-made. Superhero strength, I got the power, Luke Cage. Flexing on them haters like Drake, this is real rap, no cap.